Ford's muscle cars from the 60s weren't just fast, they were game changers. These 10 models didn't just dominate the streets, they shaped American car culture forever. From the iconic Mustang GT350 to the lesser-known Fairlane Thunderbolt, each one has a story that'll make your jaw drop. Ready to see how Ford revolutionized speed? Number 1, 1968 Ford Mustang GT350. Now, imagine a car so cool, it made Steve McQueen look even cooler. Sounds impossible, right? Well, Ford pulled it off in 1968, and it changed movies and muscle cars forever. Enter the 1968 Ford Mustang GT350, the star of the silver screen that left tire marks on Hollywood and American culture. This wasn't just any Mustang, it was the Bullet Mustang. Ford faced a huge challenge: create a car that could perform both on camera and on the streets. They needed something that could handle the intense chase scenes in the movie while still being a practical ride for everyday drivers. And boy, did they deliver. The GT350 packed a punch with its 390 cubic inch V8 engine, churning out a whopping 320 horsepower. This beast didn't just look good on camera, it had the muscle to back it up. Number 2, 1966 Ford Galaxie 507-litre. While the Mustang was turning heads on the silver screen, Ford had another trick up its sleeve. What if I told you they took a family car and turned it into a muscle car monster? The 1966 Ford Galaxie 507-litre was about to change the game in ways no one saw coming. Ford wasn't messing around when they dropped a 7-litre, 428 cubic inch V8 engine into their full-size Galaxie. This beast churned out a whopping 345 horsepower. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just about raw power. Ford had a bigger plan in mind. They wanted to cater to buyers who craved muscle car performance but didn't want to sacrifice comfort or space. It's like they asked, what if we made a muscle car your whole family could enjoy? And boy, did they deliver. If you are enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. It helps me more than you know. My goal is to provide the most informative channel about the muscle car era. Number 3, 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Ford's family muscle car was impressive, but they had an even crazier idea in the works. What happens when you take America's favorite pony car and give it to a racing legend? The result was a Mustang so powerful, it would make the competition shake in their boots. Enter the 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, a collaboration between Ford and Carroll Shelby that would change the muscle car game forever. Ford handed Shelby the keys to their most popular car, and he didn't disappoint. But here's the thing. Fitting a massive 428 cubic inch V8 engine into the Mustang's body wasn't exactly a walk in the park. Shelby's team faced some serious engineering challenges. They had to figure out how to cram all that power under the hood while keeping the car's sporty character intact. It was like trying to fit a gorilla into a phone booth, but they pulled it off. Number 4, 1969 Ford Mustang Mach 1 428 Cobra Jet. The GT500 set a high bar, but Ford had an ace up its sleeve. What happens when you take the DNA of a drag racer and inject it into a street-legal muscle car? Ford's next creation would answer that question and leave competitors in the dust, literally. Enter the 1969 Ford Mustang Mach 1 428 Cobra Jet. This wasn't just another Mustang. It was Ford's answer to the question, how fast can we make a street-legal car? The Mach 1 packed a punch with its 428 cubic inch V8 engine, designed specifically for high performance and drag racing. Ford engineers faced a huge challenge. They needed to balance raw power with street practicality. It was like trying to tame a wild horse without breaking its spirit. The result? A car that could tear up the drag strip on Saturday and take you to work on Monday. The Mach 1's 428 Cobra jet engine was a marvel of engineering. With larger valve heads, ram air induction, and a functional hood scoop, this beast could hit quarter-mile times around 13.5 seconds. That's faster than you can say, "What just happened?" Number 5. 1969 Ford Fairlane Cobra 428. Ford knew how to make fast cars, but could they make a fast car invisible? Their next move would challenge everything people thought they knew about muscle cars. Picture a mid-size sedan that could outrun a Camaro. Sounds impossible, right? Ford was about to prove everyone wrong. Enter the 1969 Ford Fairlane Cobra 428, the car that looked like it belonged in your neighbor's driveway, but packed a punch that could knock out the competition. This wasn't just another family sedan. It was Ford's secret weapon in the muscle car wars. On the outside, the Fairlane Cobra looked about as exciting as a trip to the dentist. But pop the hood, and you'd find a fire-breathing 428 cubic inch V8 engine. Ford engineers had pulled off the automotive equivalent of hiding an elephant in a closet. This wasn't just about being sneaky. Ford had a bigger plan. They wanted to bring serious speed to budget-conscious buyers who couldn't shell out for a flashy Mustang. It was like getting a gourmet meal at fast food prices. Number 6, 1969. Ford Mustang Boss 429. Just when you thought Ford couldn't push the limits any further, they decided to bring NASCAR to the streets. Imagine driving to work in a car with an engine built for the racetrack. That's exactly what Ford did with the 1969 Mustang Boss 429, and it changed muscle car history forever. Ford had a crazy idea. Take a 429 cubic inch engine designed for NASCAR and cram it into a Mustang body. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. This was like trying to fit a whale into a fishbowl. Ford's engineers had to completely redesign the engine compartment to make room for this monster motor. But why go through all this trouble? Ford needed to build a certain number of street-legal versions to meet NASCAR requirements. It was a classic case of race on Sunday, sell on Monday. The Boss 429 wasn't just a car. It was Ford's way of bringing the thrill of NASCAR to everyday drivers. Number 7, 1968. Ford Mustang 428 Cobra Jet. Ford wasn't done shaking up the muscle car world. Just when competitors thought they had Ford figured out, the blue oval threw a curveball that no one saw coming. In 1968, Ford unleashed a secret weapon that would leave rivals scrambling and enthusiasts drooling: the Mustang 428 Cobra Jet. Imagine this. It's mid-1968, and Ford drops a bombshell. They introduce a new engine option for the Mustang that turns it into a street-legal drag racer. The 428 Cobra Jet wasn't just another power plant. It was a game-changer that caught everyone off guard. Ford's engineers weren't messing around. They took the 428 cubic inch V8 and gave it larger valve heads and ram air induction. The result? A Mustang that could eat up American roadways and give Camaros and Firebirds a serious run for their money. Number 8, 1969. Ford Torino Talladega. Ford's quest for affordability didn't stop with the Cobra Jet. What if they could take a NASCAR race car and make it street legal? Turns out they did just that with a car that would change the game forever. Enter the 1969 Ford Torino Talladega, a car built with one purpose: dominate NASCAR. Ford had a crazy idea. They wanted to create a car that could win on the track and still be driven on the street. It was like trying to turn a cheetah into a house cat without losing its speed. The result? A car that looked like it came straight from the racetrack. The Torino Talladega wasn't just fast. It was a wind-cheating marvel. Ford's engineers gave it a longer nose and a rear spoiler that made it slice through the air like a hot knife through butter. Under the hood, they dropped in a monster 429 cubic inch V8 engine that pumped out 360 horsepower. This wasn't just a car, it was a rocket ship with wheels. Number 9, 1965 Shelby GT350. Ford's domination of NASCAR was impressive, but they had another trick up their sleeve. What if they could take a car known for secretaries and turn it into a track day terror? The 1965 Shelby GT350 was about to rewrite the rules of American performance. Carroll Shelby's first collaboration with Ford was no small feat. He took the standard Mustang and transformed it into a high-performance beast that could give European sports cars a run for their money. Shelby's team went all out, stripping weight, tweaking the suspension, and cramming a 289 cubic inch V8 engine under the hood that churned out 306 horsepower. But Shelby didn't stop there. He gave the GT350 a unique look with a fiberglass hood and a redesigned rear end. This wasn't just about style. These changes made the car a force to be reckoned with on the track. The result? A Mustang that could go from 0 to 60 in about 6.6 seconds, a jaw-dropping feat for its time. Number 10, 1964, Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. While the GT350 was carving corners, Ford was cooking up something even more extreme. Imagine a car so fast, it was practically outlawed. The 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt wasn't just quick, it was a lightning bolt that struck fear into the hearts of drag racers everywhere. But what made this monster tick? Ford engineers took a standard Fairlane and turned it into a quarter-mile devouring machine. They crammed a massive 427 cubic inch V8 engine under the hood, giving it enough power to make your grandmother's dentures fly out. But they didn't stop there. To make this beast even faster, Ford went on an extreme weight loss program. They ripped out anything that wasn't essential and replaced heavy body panels with lightweight alternatives. The result? A car that could run the quarter mile in a blistering 11.6 seconds. That's faster than you can say, "What just happened?" Let's be honest, Ford didn't just build cars in the 60s. They built dreams on wheels. These 10 muscle machines weren't just about speed. They were about giving everyday Americans a taste of the fast life. Ford took high-performance engines and stuffed them into affordable cars. It was like giving a rocket to the guy next door. Suddenly, Joe Average could outrun Ferraris without breaking the bank. Here's the thing, Ford's muscle cars did more than just go fast. They changed how we think about cars. They made speed a part of American culture. Even today, you can see their influence in modern muscle cars and performance vehicles.